If you looked up anything remotely related to basketball within the last few days, you may have heard that Kevin Durant requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Now, there are a lot of different stories going around with hypothetical trade destinations and trade rumors, but there is a much more boring side to this story that not many people are talking about. The Nets do not have to trade Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving for that matter. Contractually speaking, the Nets don't have to give in to KD's request, and they could really try to make it work in Brooklyn. Remember, Durant signed a 4-year, $198 million contract that starts in the 22-23 season, which he signed last summer. Durant also doesn't have a no-trade clause in his contract, which means that Brooklyn can literally dump him to any team in any city, and he has to go to that new team regardless if he likes that city or not. Keep in mind the Nets have no picks of their own until 2028. So if they wanted to trade KD, there's a very high chance they could throw him to a lottery team in exchange for a ton of young pieces and draft picks, leaving him on a roster that's nowhere near title connection, at least not for the very next season. Quick history lesson: remember in 2007, Kobe Bryant requested a trade from the Los Angeles Lakers back in 2007. The Lakers could have folded and traded him to the Bulls, but instead, they played hardball and decided to acquire Pau Gasol, and we all know what happens next. The Lakers go on to win 2 chips with this new duo, and Kobe stays as a Laker lifer. Technically, the Nets could play a similar game. The only risk the Nets run is that if they keep Durant, Durant could technically straight up quit and retire. Like, that's his only option if he really doesn't want to lace up in Brooklyn after they decide to hypothetically keep him. Now, if Durant does take that route and plays hardball as well, the Nets would be in trouble because they lose KD for nothing when they could have at least salvaged some draft picks. But would Kevin Durant really be that stubborn to just straight up retire if the Nets don't trade him? I don't think Kevin Durant is that stubborn or prideful to straight up not play basketball if the Nets keep him. While he's no Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant did put his body on the line in the 2019 finals and came back from an Achilles injury. Clearly, this man loves the game of basketball. The main reason why Kevin Durant left the Warriors in the first place was to prove that he could win a ring without jumping onto a title contender. So his preferred teams being Miami and Phoenix makes no sense to me. If he really doesn't like the situation in Brooklyn and still wants to prove he can win on his own, he should either want to go back to Oklahoma City or any lottery team for that matter, which is why Portland or maybe even Cleveland has the best of both worlds in that scenario. They have star power and they both missed the playoffs. But this video isn't about hypothetical Nets trades. It's about how the Nets don't have to trade Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving since Kyrie did opt into his player option for the next season. The Nets do have Ben Simmons, who has been memed up quite a bit, and while he's not living up to his potential, he's not chopped liver either. He's a really underrated defender and does not have to be in the backcourt. You can put him in the front court. The bottom line here is, if the Nets had Laker mentality and Kevin Durant had Mamba mentality, then all this trade drama can end and we see the Nets winning a chip in a year or two. But those are 2 really big ifs, so who knows what happens. What I do know is that the Game Day has a really cool free agent list tracker that you can give a read to get a quick recap on where all the major names are going this offseason. You can do that by clicking that top link down below, or heading down to thegameday.com. I'd also like to hear your thoughts on this whole Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving situation. Do you think KD leaves or stays? And where do you think he plays for next summer? Let me know down below. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.